What's going on, everybody? It's Vaaraiant and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at another deck profile, and we have taken a look at an iteration of a Dragapult. We have taken a look at an iteration of a Charizard, both for which you can find the deck profiles up here on the right. And now we're gonna look at a fusion of Dragapult EX and Charizard EX. So let's just jump right in, starting off for Dreepy. I don't think there's a list of Dragapults that doesn't include for Dreepy and for Drakloak, because this is so vital to this deck. It's basically the draw engine, and yeah, you really need 4 of those. Then we only have 2 Dragapults, because we still have a few more attackers, of course. So only 2 Dragapults. A lot of lists from Dragapult also play only 2, so that's quite normal. And then here's the spice. We have 2 copies of Charmander. Let's put it here beside. I also included 1 copy of Charmeleon, just in case you find yourself under Bidoo and you are able to actually evolve into Charmeleon. And then 2 copies of Charizard EX, with which you can accelerate the energy to your Dragapult and of course take big swings at the end for a knockout. Now, of course, like in the pure Dragapult, here we focus on Bidoo, just Bidooing until we set up, drawing our cards, and then just wipe out the opponent. And we have the Holucha as well to help us get some damage counters onto the bench. And last but not least of our Pokemon, it's the Facility EX. Of course, it's basically in every deck, so we can draw 3 extra cards once our Pokemon get knocked out. Now, moving on to the supporters. This is also quite a heavily based Arven engine, so we play 4 copies of Arven and 4 copies of a Yono as well, just like in the pure Dragapult deck list. So basically Arven for items and tools and a Yono for disruption. And then 2 copies of Bossasaurus. They are pretty self-explanatory. And then here comes some spice. We have 1 Jacques that allows us to pick 2 evolution Pokemon. Let's put it here. And also we play 1 copy of Brock's Scouting, so we can search our deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into our hand, and then of course do with them what we want. So it's pretty great once you're under item lock. And then we also play 1 copy of Professor Turo. So just as a quick intermezzo, I want to mention that I have memberships available on my channel. Yes, I have finally reached that milestone in the YouTube career. So if you want to support the journey and of course earn some unique perks with it, make sure to check down below and become a member. Now, moving on with the items, we play 2 copies of Nestball. We don't have so many Pokemon that need to be picked up with Nestball, so only 2 copies. And then, as you would expect, 4 copies of Body Puffing, just so that we can fill up our bench, get all the Pokemon that we need, Bidoos, Dreepies, Charmanders. So yeah, 4 copies of Body Puffing, quite necessary. And then we play 3 copies of Ultra Balls. So this allows us to grab either Charizard, Dragapult, Drakloak, Charmeleon, anything basically. Of course, we preferably use it on the evolution Pokemon. And then we also play 1 copy of Night Stretcher, of course, to grab something, maybe an energy or a Pokemon into our hand, and a Super Rod to recycle energy and Pokemon, pretty basic. And actually we also play 2 copies of Rare Candy, so that we can maybe insta-evolve our Charizard and keep our Dragapults, Draklooks as Draklooks, and draw. And also 1 Energy Surge, which is now an interesting choice in the Dragapult decks. So you can, accelerate the energy with Charizard EX and then just Energy Surge for the Psychic Energy, attach it to Dragapult and just go swinging with the Dragapult. And even if it goes down, you have another attacker ready to go. Then here we only play 2 copies of Counter Catcher, not 3 like in the pure Dragapult, but it's still enough. And as we've seen mostly in a lot of the evolution decks now, this is to counter the Terra Box, or maybe even Guardy, depending on the star they have. And we play Unfair Stand, so that we can disrupt our opponent immediately after they take a knockout. Now, course, we are an Iron Engine, and I'm dropping cards. So yeah, we're an Iron Engine. We play 1 TM evolution, so we can pick it up with Iron and then, you know, go into our Drakloaks preferably, but we're gonna be doing most of the time. So this is, well, depending on which deck we play against. We play 1 rescue board as well, so we can retreat some Pokemon. When 1 Defiance band, it boosts up our damage. We're usually going to be 1 price down or price down depending on how slow we decide to take it. So this gives us 30 extra damage, which means your Dragapult is swinging for knockout and your Charizard is doing, of course, more damage as well. Then we play 1 copy of Arlozone so that we can stick it, maybe, you know, bump some stadiums that are in play, or just get ourselves the basic Pokemon that we need. And then here we come to the energy. We play only 2 copies of Psychic Energy. It's pretty simple. You only need 1 on Dragapult EX to attack, and you're usually gonna only need 1 Dragapult EX at the same time. So yeah, 1 Psychic Energy is enough. And in the, you know, worst case that you price both, you still have 5 copies of Fire Energy, which allows you to utilize your Charizard EX and yeah, you know, hopefully pick up then the energy from the prizes. This is it for the Dragapult and Charizard deck list. Thank you for watching this deck profile. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you will test it out and if you would make some changes to the deck list. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.